Welcome to episode 62.5 of Mobile Agent TV.
Hey there, this is Mobile Agent TV, helping agents stay on the cutting edge from coast to coast.
In episode 62 of Mobile Agent TV, we were joined by Mark Fitzpatrick, who is the CEO at Room, and Raj Kazar, the principal owner of the boutique real estate group in Orange County. We chatted with Mark and Raj about destination marketing and how agents can increase the perceived value of their clients' homes. That was episode 62, which brings us here to episode 62.5. And since Mark and Raj joined us from Inman Connect, we had some friends pop in on the show. Now, we apologize for the poor audio, but there are some great takeaways and a little bit of fun to be had here in this episode. We're joined by one of our favorite guests ever, Valerie Garcia, friend of the show, Terry Conrad, who makes an announcement about Agent Quest and Conversations That Matter, Zach Shabat from the Go Connect app with a bit of an update, as well as Jeremy Lehman and the crew from the boutique real estate group pop by. Enjoy the show. I hope you have as much fun watching it as we had recording it.
Oh, we could do it there, but not. What's up, man?
Not much. How are things the last time we spoke? Oh.
The lights are kicking us out. Oh, it's all good. Keep going. Here, talk away, man.
You were teasing out having Go Connect get ready for teams, which is Valerie Garcia too as well.
Oh, it's all here, man. If I go like this, let me see. Look at this groove. You get me?
Zach, where are you with teams? Because I want to start using my Go Connect app.
So this month you'll be able to share accounts. So that's the first one that you can do is a couple of weeks. You'll be able to share accounts with assistants and that kind of stuff. And then we start testing another version in August that'll have more functions for your team. So we're working, man. We're working fast.
And how about and for all the Android users, it's out there for them now, and it's all great to go now, right?
It's good, and now the fun part is Android lets us release stuff faster than iPhone does. So that's, they get the benefit now. They get all the new stuff first.
Okay. Well, I really want you. I know that Dave and I are really eager to use the Go Connect app on our teams. So once we're ready to go, Zach, if you want to give us a bit of a heads up. Dave and I will be Go Connect users, and we'll get right on it. I think it has a phenomenal value.
Thank you, guys, man. Have a good time. All right.
Hey, congrats on being a nominee for the most innovative real estate agent out there for Raymond. I love what you're doing, Zach, and love Go Connect.
Thanks, man. Keep rooting for us.
Thanks, man.
All right. See ya.
Got it. Terry Conrad and Valerie Garcia, how are you guys?
There's a couple of powerhouses right there.
Hi, boys. We wish you were here.
Yeah,
Valerie,
it's a great time. Looks like everyone's having a blast. I know, Valerie, you were just on a panel talking apps just a little bit ago.
Ross is hogging the camera.
Guys, he wants Jeremy Lehman and everyone around. Everyone, look at there. That's the whole.
This is the boutique squad right here, buddy. This is the crew.
I recognize a few. There's Melissa and Jeremy.
And Michelle. And Ruben.
And Ruben. Wow. How are you guys enjoying San Francisco?
Awesome.
You guys are NoCal, South Cal, NoCal.
I'm gonna jump back. Here, sit down.
Valerie, I'm going to go back to Valerie, and then I'll go back to Jeremy and the crew. Valerie, you were just on a panel this afternoon talking about apps and mobile.
I was on two panels today.
And what's the flavor there of this particular Inman Connect? What's some of the takeaways so far that you guys have had?
So apparently the theme of this Connect is. You guys are going to mute yours.
Yeah.
You don't like feedback? You don't like this? Hard to concentrate?
So the theme of this year's Connect is consumer experience. And so everything's been based around stuff that makes it better for the consumer, which is really interesting. So a lot of the panels, a lot of the talks and speakers have all been kind of focused on
got licensed today.
It's pretty cool.
Just lost a little.
Very, very, very cool.
No.
The people in the wrong microphone can't talk during
These people are out of control.
Now, the person you're sitting next to, I'm glad that Terry's on the show. Terry made finally official announcements down at Inman Connect San Francisco that I've been knowing about for the last couple of months. We talked about it briefly, but Terry, why don't you let everyone know what your big announcement down there at the conference was and how people can be involved?
So Agent Quest has been the project that I've been working on forever, in conjunction with Conversations That Matter. You know, Michael has been a passion project of mine for a long, long time. And so Agent Quest, which is a coaching company, are sort of our premier product, a 6-week program that we're offering for $600. The whole idea is that we help newer agents really kind of design their life, really understand their core values, their vision, create their business plan, their marketing plan, get them launched seamlessly. And in conjunction with that, we created a downloadable, easy product that is beautifully designed that you contributed to, as well as many others, including Raj, who gave us their best advice to agents. And honestly, I'm so proud of this product because it's chocker full. Oh, that was also contributed, actually. It's chocker full and amazing advice from amazing agents. Have the just shared it fully. It's so awesome.
I'm halfway reading this. Yeah, the audio is not great, but I will recap for everyone. What Terry put together was an amazing white paper, downloadable e-zine, whatever you want to call it, but it's gorgeous. But not only is it gorgeous, it's full of unbelievable information for. You want it? Okay. I don't want Dave. Can you hear it?
Oh, you can't hear anything now.
Dave, I don't know if anyone can hear anything. I'm going to keep going with the show. This is what I do.
You and me.
I'll keep talking.
I can't hear them. They're all.
Okay, but I was worried that we couldn't hear you, Dave. This is going to be
no,
phenomenal
I know you.
on the audio.
I want that white paper. I want to look at that. Wonderful.
Well, here's how you get it. You go to agentquest.ca, and on the right-hand side, you throw your email address in there, and you get it. It is full of so many amazing nuggets, directed mainly at new agents, but there are so many great takeaways on there. I'm only halfway through it, and the takeaways are phenomenal. Terry, I'm so proud of you. Also, Conversations That Matter, I don't know if you mentioned that too as well, but do you want to go with Conversations That Matter?
Well, I think, so here's the thing. So Conversations That Matter is going to be our show that I'm having in conjunction with Agent Quest. Every Sunday morning it's going to come to you in your email. And very first guest is Michael.
Yes, I was your guinea pig, and that was only fair because our very first guest on Mobile Agent TV was Terry Conrad, so it just goes without saying. I'm super excited. It's a very different program than a lot of the others, especially in the real estate space. You're not talking a whole lot of business. You're talking about real things. Just talk about the different flavor of Conversations That Matter.
Well, so here's the thing. Realtors are actually people first, and we all have life issues. We have things that we're struggling with, and our values and perspectives. And how that plays into our life and business. And I just wanted to dig a little deeper because there's a lot of people talking in tech and business space, and I just wanted to take it a little bit deeper than that and go into the stuff that I think matters a little bit more.
Yeah, I think also you're sitting next to a future guest right there, Terry. I think Valerie Garcia is on the first couple of episodes. I'm looking forward to that one.
She is.
Episode number 2.
I guess put it in and tell her I want to.
They're talking about it. Okay, let's go over to the boutique RE group there on the other side of the room. I think you guys are facing each other.
Oh, here we are. Come on, guys.
So hey, look at that. The brain trust. Now I got to ask Raj. We were out to dinner a couple months ago, Jeremy, and he told the story how the two of you met and how the old boutique came about, but why don't you give us the 1-minute version about how you got mixed up with this crew?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
Gosh, Raj and I, we met here locally, and we connected through social media, and we're trying to work on the same things. he nailed down the marketing stuff. I was good at the tech, and it just sort of was a match made in heaven.
I mean, his story is a little longer, but
The stories are always longer.
But so how do you guys continue? Is that the same role as you guys have now, Jeremy, as you continue to build this and go to a second location and continue to put your footprint out, and a lot of people are obviously aware of what you're doing and you're attracting some great agents. Are your roles still the same way as they were at the beginning?
Yeah, I'd say, the only thing that's really kind of changed is Raj is stepping back a little bit from the sales part and sort of managing the whole process more than he was when we started. But everything else is pretty identical to when we started.
And so now you must have. I mean, we're talking about agents that are in that marketplace that see what you guys are doing and want to be involved in it, because just the way you guys are all sitting around smiling as a group of agents, it's something not that typical view of a brokerage. I mean, there's a lot of family, and it must be fun to work together.
Yeah, we always have a blast. When you build a culture, you build it with people who are passionate about what they do, and you have to fit the team that you're building, right? So when we interview people, we're really careful to make sure that they have the personality and the attitude that kind of fits everything else we're already doing. And we've been lucky so far. We've hit a home run with pretty much everybody we've hired.
Dave, we talked about having young energy, Oh, that's a double shot of the same view. Young energy, Dave, at your brokerage, and sort of working with other people that sort of keep pushing forward. You don't have a crew that sort of looks like that crew in your marketplace. Obviously, that's what makes things different too as well. What do we have to do in sort of a traditional brokerage to start attracting sort of people that are willing to push the envelope and build something for the future?
Well, I think, you got to be very proactive in going out and looking for them. In our market in New Jersey, and I think across the country, the average age, what's the realtor, is 57. I don't know what it is in Canada, but it's very old here. Very old. Not relatively speaking to me, but we're aggressively looking for younger people to put on our team. I don't like these old people anymore. Jeremy, so here's better looking to what.
You guys have pushed forward so fast as a group, as a company, and you've changed things so much that is there a point? I mean, I know we're going to keep moving forward, but you're kind of settled into your brand now. I mean, Raj talked about how it was all about the great photos, and then he went to video, and then the video that he shows where it was sort of the slide, the moving pictures with horrible music, and we've moved down to storytelling. Like, where can you guys go to keep pushing forward, or the fact that you're so far ahead, you just keep the cameras rolling and you keep innovating that way? But where can you go from here?
Well, it seems like the focus right now is service, and it's just all these things add up to a great experience for our clients, and so we're always looking for a way to better that client experience, whatever that it looks like. I don't know. I mean, for now, we're kind of, I don't want to say we're coasting, and we're all working really hard, but I think we've kind of nailed down the core pieces that encompass that great service. But, we'll just have to see what that next level of service looks like for our clients and sort of add that as necessary.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because we get caught up, and Dave is always great about on the show about pulling back our reins. Is great service is not anything to do with technology. I mean, it might simplify it, it might streamline it, it might make it more scalable, but service is something that's not involved in tech all the time. Experience can be. So it's great that you guys are focusing on delivering that experience, because I think that's ultimately where what differentiates a lot of great agents. I know there was a great agent, a lot of great agents out there that are saying, they don't know anything about tech, but they still have amazing customer experience, and so that's a great thing. That's, Dave, you said it all along too as well. It's belly to belly. We can use these other tools, but we have to treat our clients and serve them. You always talk about that all the time.
I would echo what they just said about what they're doing about the customer service, because here's what I think. We talked today about this company, this Room.com, that's doing some really cool things with it. But my prediction is, and this is part of all the tech, that within 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the average agent is going to be able to do what they're doing with an iPhone or with an iPad. I mean, it's just progressing so fast. I really believe
The
that.
room guys just
Right,
spoke
things
over.
are right.
I'm just letting you know. They both just went, oh.
You hope not. But the service part is going to come back to that more and more, and I think we're seeing that, and just keep going in that direction, because you'll never go wrong with serving your client and giving them great service. You'll never ever go wrong with that.
Well, I kind of think that's kind of what Room does. Room gets all the other stuff out of the way so the client can do what they're supposed to do and serve their client. I think when we get caught up in doing all the other stuff, that we forget that we're there for that client needs us there to do our job. And that's what makes these companies so attractive to me, is it permits me to put all the other stuff aside and serve our clients. Our team couldn't do the things we're doing if I didn't have team members that also went out and served the client, because I'm so busy doing the other stuff that the old school service wouldn't be there. So I think companies like Room will continue to push forward to allow us to really slow things down and be belly to belly with our client. I really think that's where we're going.
Well, you know, I think there's another element that we have to look at too, and I call it tech-enhanced service, right? So we're not going to let the technology replace the service that we provide, but if I can use technology to get signatures more quickly, why wouldn't I do that if that's something that my client's comfortable with using, right? If I can look up information in the MLS on my phone, why wouldn't I do that instead of having to wait and say, I can't service you right now because I'm in my car? So we want to use these technologies that allow us to respond to our customers more quickly and provide a better level of service. So as long as those technologies keep improving, we keep improving our level of service as well.
Okay, so Melissa, what's it like working with this crew? Were you an agent somewhere else before, Melissa, or no?
Yes, I'm a Century 21 dropout.
Okay, so dropout. So what's that experience going from a traditional brokerage into something completely different? Like, talk about how your clients reacted to the services you were able to provide differently. What was it like for you to be surrounded by people that sort of were pushing the envelope and were excitable to be around? What's that transition like?
It's night and day. You know, where I started at Century 21, there really wasn't a culture that I could fit into. It was something that didn't mesh with my vision of where I wanted my business to go. And, you know, it's a little serendipitous how I got here, but I'm happy I'm here and I'll never go back. Just the sheer amount of technology makes me more efficient, and I can get a lot more business done. I'm more efficient for my clients, where I can actually make it more of a people business because I don't have to worry about all the details.
And I think it's a unique thing that's happening with a younger generation too as well, is this: we want to be surrounded with people that we can collaborate with and share ideas with. Where the older agent, the Dave's generation of agent that I used to work with at a different company, they were very much, let's not talk too much, let's not share our ideas. Dave, have you found that? I mean, you isolate yourself on a team a little bit, but here's people that are going out looking for culture as an agent, meaning I want to have certain people to work with that will benefit me in certain ways. Do you think that exists as much as it should?
No, not at all. And I can tell you here in my market where I am, it's pretty hard to find. There's very little networking like there is with this. That's why I'm so involved in this. This thing is so much fun to see people collaborating. And Canada, this is just sort of my impression. I've developed a lot of friends there now, and you guys just do an unbelievable job of collaborating with each other and sharing things and networking, and a lot of young agents, and the market share you have up there certainly proves that what you're doing works. It's just not something that my experience that I find that's prevalent here.
See, that's what we start when we built this place, and we want to be surrounded by like-minded people. The hopes it would attract those people, those agents that we could collaborate with, even though we weren't on the same team together, even though we were out in the marketplace trying to serve different clients. The crossover of agents is always our clients is always over-exaggerated. There is usually no crossover, but to be around other people, to become the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with, I think there's a lot of agents that are looking for that. And when they get into a brokerage and they show up at the front door and there's no one that looks like them, it's pretty hard it's going to be harder and harder to recruit those young progressive agents, because if they don't see themselves in the other agents in that room, it's probably not going to be a place for them.
But it actually makes it kind of hard for us, Vanessa and I. I mean, we're looking to recruit young people. I'm not young, but well, I'm not young by you guys' standards. But I believe I'm younger than most. Vanessa's a lot younger than I am, but we don't have any 20 or 30-year-old people on our team, and they're hard to find. You know, it makes it a challenge, but we're up to the challenge, and we're working hard at it. We're going to be working.
Now, I know I want to talk to
the New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone in the boutique group can answer this question, and I know that Raj and I spoke. I mean, almost all the brokerages in your area are more independent, smaller brands, which is just something that doesn't exist in our marketplace. What is the conversation when you're out, especially if you were with another a national brand, for the client? I mean, the client must be very, very accepting of sort of boutique brands out in that area versus the large major chains, because we just don't see that in our marketplace.
So
the question is, I mean, the sellers, are they going out of the way to have this boutique experience? Is it something? Is it objection you overcome at the listing presentation table? That's something we talked about.
I don't think that most sellers realize that this experience exists. I mean, sometimes when I bring it up in my listing appointments, they're like, "Really? You do all that stuff to sell my home? That's amazing." If you look through our MLS system and you look at the photos, you'd be horrified at 60+% of the listings. So they're just kind of used to this mediocre listing my home experience. You know, there's a panel today here at Inman Connect, here at Direct Sellers panel, and most of them were disappointed with their agents. And there was kind of a lot of horror stories about what they went through. And I think most sellers sort of expect that. So when we bring this stuff up in our appointments, they're pleasantly surprised and usually blown away.
And that's something that you're building that brand on. That is that consistent experience. So is there a overall boutique philosophy that says this is what it means to be a boutique agent? This is the customer experience we're going to deliver. Here's our expectations. Unlike other brokerages where we're very much independent contractors, is there an overall this is what it means to be an agent at the Boutique Real Estate Group?
Yeah, I mean, I won't share our entire contract with you, but it's in the contract. We have our standards and we stick to them, and we'll just account with those standards as well. And everybody buys in. We make sure we're very clear about it up front, and anybody who joins the team knows about it up front. And that's kind of why they're coming to us these days. We're getting those agents that say, "I don't know how to do that all by myself, so I need your help." And I want to provide this level of service to my clients as well, and it's working really well for us.
Fantastic. Oh, I love what you guys are doing. Raj has been a very, very good friend of the show, but people look to you and as far as guidance and what's coming next. And so that being said, from each and every one of you, just one little quick nugget. Has there been a nugget that you've gotten at Inman Connect San Francisco that you sort of that has sat with you well, and if you're willing to share that sort of piece? Because I think in a conference, that's all we're looking for, is one little nugget to take away. Is there, from each of you, if there's something for a takeaway, I would love to hear it.
I'm looking right now. Go ahead.
Whatever note is yours.
Today, Guy Kawasaki had a presentation, and it's the most inspiring talk I think I've heard in years. And what I took away from it was just be genuine, be a person, don't be a salesperson all the time. You know, they're people, you're people. It's a people business. Create a relationship. Don't focus on the dollar amount.
Yeah.
Fantastic. For mine, it was Guy Kawasaki had mentioned this product that he created, Canva, C-A-N-V-A, and we use a custom graphic designer, and that's not going to change. But I've seen agents come up to me all the time saying, "How do I get flyers that look like this?" And the Canva product, I believe it's free. It's Canva.com or something. C-A-N-V-A. I think it's something agents should look into. It looks like a pretty promising product.
Interesting.
To elaborate on the presentation, I love the way he put customer client service. I think he said it as be a baker, not a eater.
Oh yeah, that was good.
What that was.
Sorry, baker, not a.
Be a baker who bakes cookies and cakes, and not an eater. And what that means is, as a baker, you see the world as you always want to cater to others. You always can create more instead of, on the other side, if you're an eater, you think the more you eat, the less other people can have. So you want to eat as much as you can to, gain the most out of it. But when you're a baker, you look at the world as, well, I can be creative with it. Like for us, I think if we can totally applies to our work because not only do we do great photography, we do videography, we do, digital tours, like this new digital tours.
Digi tours.
Digi tours. We're always trying to look for the next creative thing to bring the best service to our clients. I think that really helps.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's a great quote.
Anything for you, Luke?
One more nugget.
And I thought it was pretty funny how Ben Kenny, I thought it was pretty funny how Ben Kenny said real estate has a cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool that we can get some startup companies to enhance our services to our clients. It'd be awesome.
To build better products, better technology products.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate you guys spending some time. Now, you guys are all off to parties now, right?
Yeah, we're heading up to the DocuSign party.
The DocuSign party.
Yeah.
Will Glenn be there?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure you say hi to Glenn for me. He's a friend of the show. He's a good guy, and we're big DocuSign fans. Where I am, I think Dave's a dot looper actually, but I'm a DocuSign guy.
Dot loop, big time.
Awesome, Raj, Jeremy, everyone, appreciate it. Thanks, Raj, for doing this. If you see Mark again, say thank you for us that he came on. Oh, thank you, Mark.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. I love what all you guys are doing. I love that you guys are leaders in this industry and so willing to share, which is the common theme for a lot of our guests that we have on the show. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Have a blast.
Take care.
So everyone that's watching, we are going to return on the air next Friday at a regular time, 10 o'clock a.m. on Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be talking Evernote with Andrew Foliato, who is the training specialist for Remax Integra in Ontario Atlantic. We're going to dive in deeper into Evernote. We've been talking about Evernote before when we had Gary Wise on the show, but we're going to get right into Evernote and how we can use it. And we've been playing with it a little bit back and forth, Dave, Evernote. Now, are you using Evernote a lot in your business or not a lot in your business?
Medium. I'm using it every day when I go on a listing presentation. I used it, the first step where I'm taking notes and taking pictures. I'm learning it. It's pretty dense program and can do a real lot of things. So I'm doing it step by step, but I am using it. It's a good tool.
And you know what, Dave, that's kind of how I started using it too, was I kind of just use it for this, and then I used it for that, and then I realized I could use it for, and it just starts to grow and grow on you, and now it just becomes a fundamental part of what I'm doing. I mean, all my show notes that I'm looking at right now are on Evernote. That way I can write them on my phone when I have an idea or a question pops into my mind that I want to ask Mark, and it shows up on my iPad, it shows up on my computer. So we're going to really dig deep with Andrew, and Andrew is trains on Evernote for real estate agents. So it's very, very particular for what we do. So I think that's going to be a great show. That's Friday, July 25th, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. If you have any referrals heading up to the East Coast of the United States, get a hold of Dave, and he'll get you in the hands of the right RE/MAX agents. Any referrals coming out to the West Coast of Canada, get a hold of me, and I'll get you in the right hands of the right RE/MAX agent. And there's Melanie Gallia of RE/MAX Fort McMurray. Oh, we didn't even do takeaways. But Dave, thank you so much. It's a different show. It's an evening show, but kind of fun. I mean, and there were some audio problems there, but a fun group. Let's see. We had Chris Smith, Terry Conrad, Valerie Garcia, Zach Shellboat on the show, Mark Fitzpatrick, Raj Kazar, Jeremy Lehman, just a bunch of really great people.
All good, smiling faces who know what they're doing in our business, who all share, and who all I consider friends. I don't even really, I've never met all of them, but good people, and that's what it's about, the sharing, and, glad that they came on, and we were all kind of connected. I'm them all.
I mean, that's a great point. I would be friends with Terry because we're from the same neighborhood, but there isn't another person on that list that I would say that I know well and that I have a ton of respect for, and that is a friend of mine. That if it wasn't for the show, so that keeps giving and paying forward, and it's awesome.
Good stuff.
So as Melanie Gallia wants us to end every show, tell 5 other RE/MAX agents about Mobile Agent TV. We grow each week. It enables us to have that great list of people show up on the show today, which we really, really, really appreciate. Dave, thanks so much. We'll see
Thank you.
everyone next week, Friday, at a regular time.